And we're going to do 3 verses at a time.
A copy of an epistle which Jeremy sent unto them, which were to be led captives into Babylon by the king of the Babylonians, to certify them, as it was commanded of God, because of the sins which ye have committed before God, ye shall be led away captives into Babylon by Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Babylonians. So when you become unto Babylon, you shall remain there many years, and for a long season, namely 7 generations. And after that, I will bring you away peaceably from thence.
All right. So when we got into captivity, the Most High usually will tell the prophets, before we get in captivity, he will tell us, keep messing up. This is what's going to happen, right? We'll keep messing up, and he'll give us up. Keep messing up. This is going to happen, and then we'll go too far. We don't take heed to the warning, and then he say, you know what? This is the judgment now. All right. Once you get to that level, no matter if you're sorry now, it's too late. All right. So now he's pronouncing you are going to go into Babylon. Okay. That's what it's going to be. However, he did tell him why. Because the sins which you have committed before God. This ain't no accident you get there. Because we were supposed to be in our land. We're supposed to be at peace. That's what the Most High designed for us. He never designed for us to be in captivity. However, our sins have led us away into captivity. Okay. So we tell you this is the result of your sins. Okay. Everything that we suffer is bad is the results of our sins. Okay. And when I'm saying that, I'm talking about nationhood when we were doing these things. All right. Because remember, that's part of that covenant and that agreement. We will serve you. You will be our God. We'll be your people. We'll get the blessings, all those things. But if we don't serve you, we break your commandments, we sin and trespass your commandments, all these curses and things come upon you. You'll go into captivity. You'll deal with sicknesses, plagues, all those kind of things. So that was the agreement that we signed. And he's telling them you're going to be in there for a while. This ain't going to be no 10 years, 20 years. You're going to be there for 7 generations. Right? And after that, I'll bring you away peacefully from this. So you see how the Most High is already saying, listen, you're going to be in there. You're going to be there for a while. You're going to be there so long that you're going to think, this is going to be the new life for you. But he said, no, this is for a season, and then I am going to bring you out of that. All right. Even though y'all messed up and did all this stuff, I still have what? Plan for you to be out of that, because there's still other promises and stuff that he has for us. So that's not going to be forever that we stay under Babylon captivity. Okay. Anybody got anything to add? I know you do a lot of reading with this, so if you got stuff, you can bring it out. Sure. All right. Nothing else. Let's do another 3.
Nor shall you see in Babylon gods of silver and of gold and of wood borne upon shoulders, which cause the nations to fear. Beware therefore that ye in no wise be like to strangers, neither be ye and of them, when ye see the multitude before them and behind them worshiping them. But say ye in your hearts, O Lord, we must worship thee.
Read the next one.
For my angel is with you, and I myself caring for your souls.
All right. So we look at this, beloved. He's telling you, you're going to go in this land. You're going to be there for a long time. All right. However, you're going to see that they do things differently. All right. Babylon's, you're going to see that what? In our culture, we only have one God. We only deal with one God. All right. But when you look at this, you're going to run across multiple gods. All right. I'm calling their gods, what they're calling gods. Okay. He's saying you're going to see gods of silver, gods of gold, god of wood. Right. You're going to see them carrying these gods, all right, that they're observing. But guess what? I don't want you to be like them. Okay. They're a stranger. They are not, you are not like them. They're not like you. You do not participate in their worship. Very important even now. Do not participate in their worship. Okay. Yes, we know that it's fake gods. We know don't have no power. However, because they are dedicated to that, we do not participate. Okay. See, the same thing happens over and over, beloved. This ain't nothing new. It's the same test he gives generation to generation. Go to captivity, it's the same thing. You're going to run across the same exact thing, even now. run across the same thing. Okay? They call these things gods. If you making it more than what it is, you're making it a god. All right. I don't care how you form and fashion that clump of gold. It's just gold at the end of the day. If you make it more than just a clump of gold, it done turned into something. Okay. So he said you're going to see all this, but guess what? Verse 6, but say ye in your heart, O Lord, we must worship thee. So when you see the distraction, you see how much dedication they put in that, but you focus and say, Lord, I'm worshiping you. Because our worship is not predicated upon where we at. Okay, it doesn't matter where you at. It doesn't matter if you're in the midst of your enemies, the midst of the captivity. We worship thee. Okay, don't care what everybody else is doing. You worship him, and guess what he's saying? My angels with you, for I myself caring for your souls. It's like the Holy Ghost do. I won't leave you comfortless, even though you're in captivity. You are not alone. But this is what Satan's going to do. He's going to make you feel like God has forsaken you. But God is telling you, I will still be there even in the midst of your captivity. Even in your mind, when you think you're abandoned, I will be there. But focus on me. Right? Anybody got anything to add?
God, this remind me of Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yeah. Praises, all praises. And you'll have both, brother, making a great point. You'll have people that will submit to it, and you always got people that will resist and focus on the Most High. This is why we're gonna be without excuse. Even America, well, Lord, we was in America, everybody was worshiping and doing this stuff. I got thousands that didn't do this. Right? Apart from me, you work of iniquity. We don't want to hear those kind of things. Right? But this is examples. These are examples so we can learn from. Let's keep going.
As for their tongue, it is polished by the workmen, and they themselves are gilded and laid over with silver. Yet are they but false and cannot speak. And taking gold, as it were, for a virgin that loveth to go gay, they make crowns for the heads of their gods. Sometimes also the priests convey from their gods gold and silver and bestow it upon themselves.
I'm giving one or two more.
Yea, they will give thereof to the common harlots and deck them as men with garments, being gods of silver and gods of gold and wood. Yet cannot these gods save themselves from rust and moth, though they be covered with purple raiment.
So, beloved, look how he bringing this down. He's saying, man, this is what they going to do. This is the shenanigans you going to see. They're going to be taking this gold. They're gonna be like a virgin as love to go gay. Remember, gay, happy, right? They're going to be just flaunting with this money and all that stuff. And they make crowns for their heads of their gods, right? They're going to be decking themselves. The priests, they're going to be, sometimes also the priests convey from their gods of gold and silver bestowed upon themselves. They're going to put the gold and stuff on themselves that you offer doing all those things. They're going to be making a big mockery. All right. They even giving it to the common harlot. All right. Even the hoes in that time is going to be getting decked out with stuff. That's what it's saying. Just making it plain, beloved. A lot of it does have to do with harlots. All right. Some of their things have to do with harlots. This is why the Most High is very in our laws. He tells them, don't do that. Don't be giving that stuff to harlots. He's saying it because this is the stuff that we get exposed to dealing with the other nations. When you look at stuff like, why does he say that? Why? Because this is what other nations do. Okay. So you want to make sure there is a difference, there's a separation. Okay. And it's the same thing we see in some false church. You see the same kind of stuff. These priests going there making this God and be getting banked from it. Okay. So the church, when you got that cross and that image on there, look, they doing the same thing. You got Mary and all this, you're doing the same thing. Okay, making money. They don't do anything, and that's what he's going to be bringing out. So, verse 12, cannot these gods save themselves from what? Rust and moth. These supposed to be gods. These beings and entities no bigger than you. Guess what? They can't even preserve themselves. All right. Even though you cover them with clothes and stuff, right? Guess what? They gonna be disposed just like everybody else. Okay, they can't preserve themselves. right? Because you will see God making mockery of these things. Okay. Anybody else got anything they want to add? All right. What verse do we leave off at?
13.
Okay.
They wipe their faces because of the dust of the temple, for there is much upon them. And he that cannot put to death one that offendeth him holdeth a sceptre, as though he were a judge of the country. He hath also in his right hand a dagger and an axe, but cannot deliver himself from war and thieves.
Keep going. Sorry.
Whereby they are known not to be gods, therefore fear them not. For like as a vessel that a man useth is nothing worth when it is broken, even so it is with their gods. When they be set up in the temple, their eyes be full of dust through the feet of them that come in.
All right. So it is going to still break down. He's basically saying they can't listen. They can't even wipe the dust off of them. They in the temple. All they do, they get dusty. They can't even keep themselves clean. You got to go in there and wipe it off of them. Some of them have daggers and an axe, like they fight for you, right? But guess what? They cannot deliver himself from war and thieves. They can't even protect themselves from a thief coming in there and grabbing them and taking them off. He's trying to tell you this is stupid, beloved. But this is what you can do to your mind. You can go beyond reason, go beyond just simplicity, whereby they are known not to be gods, therefore fear them not. You're scared of something that literally can't move. Literally, somebody has to pick it up, move it. You gotta wipe it down. It can't even wipe itself. And you're scared of that. You think that thing has some kind of power or authority. Some of you would be scared to blaspheme an idol. Even the one they portray with the Christ, what they call it, the Christ on the cross and everything. Some of y'all be scared to say something about it because y'all think it has some power. But this is what he tell you. That stuff is just dumb idols. It can't respond. It can't talk. How do you think it's going to execute judgment and wrath? It can't even move or do anything. People have been messed up when it comes to idolatry. It should be almost it should be a mental health thing, beloved. This was God does it. He's sick. Why do you think that? Okay, you see somebody chop the tree, carved it up, and then say, "Okay, this is God now." And now your fool is behind over there praising to it, giving it offerings and stuff like that. You seen what it was. You see how it got to this. Why would you think now if I don't do something, if I don't give an offering to it, I'm gonna be cursed? Why do you think that's the case? But beloved, this is why understanding and truth is so powerful. Because without it, we will do these same foolish things. Okay? We got to break that mold. Nothing's going to happen. Okay? Even with these false prophets, when they trying to curse you and all those kind of things, they can't do anything against God. Well, I want to speak to them. No. They being wicked, they being false prophets. Nothing's happening. Well, somebody said something bad and they got an accident days later. They just got an accident and do nothing with no false prophet or denouncing something that's fake and not real. Okay? No. All right. Malachi, where we at?
Verse 18.
All right.
And as the doors are made sure on every side upon him that offendeth the king, as being committed to suffer death, even so the priests make fast their temples with doors, with locks and bars. These their gods be spoiled with robbers. They light them candles, yea, more than for themselves, whereof they cannot see one. They are as one of the beams of the temple, yet they say their hearts are gnawed upon by things creeping out of the earth. And when they eat them and their clothes, they feel it not.
So they been saying they got to get locked up. The priest got to lock them up safe. Like the king, you got to make sure they safe and everything. He said these gods need to be locked up so nobody just take them away.
Mm-hmm.
You got to light candles in them because what? And they can't even see. What you light a candle for? It's just an object. Once again, he is just really just saying Look how stupid this thing is. They say, look at your mind on drugs, right? You're like, oh man, they're crazy. This is what falsehood and idolatry does. Look at your mind when it comes to idolatry and believing it. Okay? Now you see if you start believing this kind of stuff, this false thing, it's easy to throw a Santa Claus or something in the midst. See? See how easy it is now? Once you put your mind to observing things and believing things that don't exist and don't have power, it's easy now for them to throw anything at you and you just what? Taking it. For those that have been washed by the word, we know it's nothing. Okay? It don't do nothing good or bad. It's just nothing. It's just a decorated art that people believe in. Mhm. All right. What verse?
Verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
Their faces are black through the smoke that cometh out of the temple. Upon their bodies and heads sit bats, swallows, and birds, the cats also. But this you may know that they are no gods. Therefore, fear them not.
If you don't do something to the idol, this was gonna happen. Even the animals, the birds probably crapping on his shoulder, and they making homes, spiders making homes in it. Got cats over there doing all kind of stuff on, they pissing on everything. And guess what? You're silly behind thinking it's something. Even the animals tell you, man, this is just like anything else. But you make it something special. You make it something to be honored and observed. And they like, man, this is just like it's like the woods out there. It ain't nothing. Just because you carved a tree, don't make it to the tree. I'm gonna scratch my back on it, pee on it, poop on it, right? But we supposed to be the intellectual creature. But look how much we make ourselves dumb for these things. Okay? Most High has given us permission. These things don't do anything. Stop giving it some kind of thought and power in your mind. You make something of God in your mind. Stop doing it to these things. Okay? Anybody got anything to add? All right, let's keep going.
Notwithstanding, the gold that is about them to make them beautiful, except they wipe off the rust, they will not shine. But neither when they were molten did they feel it. The things wherein there is no breath are brought for a most high price. They are borne upon shoulders, having no feet whereby they declare unto men that they be nothing worth.
Okay. So they have to what? They don't have no feet. Or if the image did have feet, because sometimes they'll make the image with feet, guess what, beloved? They can't walk, they can't move. So you got to literally pick it up. Think about that. You have to do you showing all the power and might. The guy can't pick you up and help you out, but you got to help it. You got to help it move from point A to point B. But you think that God is going to protect you and right in the sight. Or if you go into war, you think it's going to protect you and it can't even move from the spot you put it. If you didn't clean it up, it will rust all over. He's saying you're doing the upkeep for this God. But y'all think it's something. Let's keep going. Unless somebody got something.
7. They also that serve them are ashamed. For if they fall to the ground at any time, they cannot rise up again of themselves. Neither if one set them upright can they move of themselves. Neither if they be bowed down can they make themselves straight. But they set gifts before them as unto dead men. As for the things that are sacrificed unto them, their priests sell and abuse. In like manner their wives lay a part thereof in salt. But unto the poor and impotent they give nothing of it. Minstrel women and women in childbed eat their sacrifices. But these things you may know that they are no gods. Fear them not.
He just keep making mockery of him, beloved. I don't know what to say. Like a dead man, right? This is what an idol is. It's a dead person. Okay. And at least the dead person had life at one point. These things never had life in it. So
Ever.
he's just like, I don't know how he just making it plain. This is what it is. Sacrifice you're giving, they're not eating none of it. It's the servants that's eating it. All right. They telling you, oh, you gotta do all these sacrifices, because they all is hungry, right? They giving all these names. They're hungry. They need your sacrifices, and guess what? All you doing is feeding the priest and his family. While you doing your hard work, they eating it up. You see them getting fat every other week, and their family getting bigger and bigger every week because what? You giving them a buffet style, and you see the same thing today. They're making merchandise of you. Nothing new. This is an old trick, an old game by Satan. All right. Nobody got anything? We'll keep going. We'll keep going. What verse we at, Brother Kai?
Verse 30. For how can they be called gods? Because women set meat before the gods of silver, gold, and wood, and the priests sit in their temples, and their clothes rent, and their heads and beards shaven, and nothing upon their heads. They roar and cry before their gods, as men do at the feast when one is dead. Mm, 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 mm.
Mhm. So, and this is something we could look at, think about with ours, with the priests. I don't think we can have our clothes rent, when we're doing the service. The heads and their beards were shaven, so we would keep it. Remember, don't mar your beard. So our priests would keep those things. All right, and I think we talked about this when we read in Exodus. I was saying a lot of influence could be what we've seen before. So when we come out of Egypt, so we probably seen what how they conducted things with their God and what their priests look like. So the Most High is probably making what a difference. All right, show that separation as well as other reasons behind it as well. Okay, but once again, this was something a formal, a popular, common practice that some of the priests will do. Okay, um, and they over there hollering, making a like somebody's dead. They say they basically roaring and crying to their God as uh men do when somebody crying, you lament over somebody just dying. Okay, so listen, you can whoop your mind to really believe this, beloved.
Mhm.
That's the thing. They believe these guys. Like let's say, believe a lie so long, right? Or you tell a lie so long, you actually believe it, right? That's what happens. Some of the priests knew the hustle. But sometimes, man, when people really convicted and they really thinking something true, and sometimes it'll make you the liar. Like, you know what? Maybe this is a God, right? And these jokers is fully in it. Okay. Um, yeah, we can keep going.
Right. The priests also take off their garments and clothe their wives and children, whether it be evil that one doeth unto them or good, they are not able to recompense it. They can neither set up a king nor put him down. In like manner, they can neither give riches nor money, though a man make a vow unto them and keep it not, they will not require it.
They can't do nothing, beloved. They can't set up nothing. They can't take no, they just do nothing. Everything these guys were getting credit for, it was just the minds of priests coming together and figuring out how they can duke you. That's all they do. Same thing they do nowadays. They come together, have a council to see how can we duke the people and what? Live off of their work as labor. That's all they doing. Get rich scheme. Okay. And they got a little Ponzi thing going right with them. Okay, I'll be the high one, we'll funnel it up, right? We're all going to benefit. And when I go, the next one come, they just funnel it up. Okay. That's why I say the truth can save you money. You know, it can save you a lot of wasted time, money, and energy. But if you want to believe a lie, it costs a lot more than the truth. Okay. Anybody got anything? If not, we're going to keep on going because we got a lot for this chapter. So we're going to keep on going.
Verse 36. They can save no man from death, neither deliver the weak from the mighty. They cannot restore a blind man to his sight, nor help any man in his distress. They can show no mercy to the widow, nor do good to the fatherless.
Sorry, I'm mute. They can't do nothing. So when you crying, deliver me, all this stuff, they can't do it. Oh, I need your power. They can't do nothing. No matter what kind of stress you're in, whether you're blind, whether you're weak, whether you're lame, they cannot do anything. So them stories where, oh, I cried to this false thing and I got healed. No, it's probably some form of deception from Satan. They don't do anything. So remember, Satan works in deception, beloved. Okay, and a lot of them, he got his servants, and they will act like this and this is happening. Sometimes it's not happening, right? They just want to what? Deceive you, right? I deceive you. Now I get another servant, and I get more stuff. All right, let's keep going.
Verse 39, their gods of wood, and which are overlaid with gold and silver, are like the stones that be hewed out of the mountain. They that worship them shall be confounded. How should a man then think and say that they are gods, when even the Chaldeans themselves dishonor them? Who, if they shall see one dumb that cannot speak, they bring him and entreat Beel that he may speak, as though he were able to understand them.
Need another one?
Yet they cannot understand this themselves, and leave them, for they have no knowledge.
He said, you believe in this like a big old rock, and all they did was put some gold or some silver over it, right? Just like a chain. I got a charm, and all they do, they have something, whether it's plastic, whatever, they just put a gold plating around it, right? There go the idol. Okay. Just like you wouldn't start praying and reverencing my idol, my chain or whatever, that little charm that I got, right? You wouldn't honor these, but they're doing it. Okay. And then people, now what's worse, people can't speak, and then they're gonna go to what? Another thing that can't speak, asking for power to speak. All right. So he's really just getting like, y'all going to entreat him for something that your God can't even do. Your God can't speak, but you want your God to create a miracle that they can now be able to speak. Your God can't walk, but you're going to go to them, and now that what they can heal them, that they can walk. They should use that on themselves first before they can what? Try to get somebody else. So he's saying it's just foolishness. All right. People can't understand it. The servants of these idols can't understand it. It just makes no sense. All right, let's keep going.
The women also, with cords about them, sitting in the ways, burn brand for perfume. But if any of them draw by, some that pass by lie with him, she reproacheth her fellow, that she was not thought as worthy as herself, nor her cord broken. Whatsoever is done among them is false. How may it then be thought or said that they are gods? They are made of carpenters and goldsmiths. They can be nothing else than the workmen which have them to be.
Read two more.
And they themselves that made them can never continue long. How should then the things that are made of them be gods? For they left lies and reproaches to them that come after.
That's a good question. How you make them and they become gods? That means you have to be what? You got to be the creator of the God. Wouldn't the creator be greater than the creation? I'm giving all this references, God doing all this stuff, but that God can't exist unless I made him. So he's trying to bring out. Okay. Sister Mars says, don't some religions use beads? Yes. I don't know all the four fashions. The one that come to mind right now is the prayer beads.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that come to mind. I think, is it connected to Mary? I know they put it around like the hand on the wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just don't know the details of what represents, but yes, they will have prayer beads and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. And so some of these are dealing with when we go to this text, like dealing with the women and stuff. Like I said, some of it deal with like with what's the whoredom and stuff like that is connected to them. Some that's representing gods and everything. They have a lot of prostitute, or they'll go temple prostitutes and stuff like that. It's all in the paganism. And a lot of times we will see these things and sometimes we will incorporate it into our worship. Okay. But yeah, I just don't know all the details with the beads and why and exactly what they symbolize. But yes, in religion they do have it. Okay. So beloved, this is another thing, beloved. This is why he don't want us being exposed to this to certain things, beloved, because we'll get captivated, right? And a lot of times we'll be captivated and see how they do things. And you know what? Let's bring that and let's turn it into, bring it to our worship. Okay. This is why I say you don't get a clean from an unclean thing. You don't draw a clean thing from an unclean thing. Okay. But a lot of these pagan practices, you need to leave it where it's at. Most High is making that separation. But what you're going to do, you're going to grab some of that paganism and try to mix it with the truth, right? And now you are creating an issue. Now the delusion becomes strong. Now you can't tell and make separation that the Most High has commanded us to have between light and darkness, good, evil, clean, unclean. Okay? You are trying to, what they call, muddy the water. Do not mix paganism with the truth that God has given to us. All right? It's not meant to be a hybrid. If you think it's a hybrid, guess what? It's falsehood. Okay, you cannot mix those things when it comes to God. So you're putting that Christmas tree up there, okay? And nope. You're putting the Easter eggs and all that kind of stuff. Nope. Okay. You're putting ghosts and goblins out. Nope. Do not mix that stuff. It needs to be far away. Okay. You can't mix it. All right. Anybody else got anything? Good question, Marcia, with the beads. Okay. And just to make clarity, it's nothing wrong if you do have beads or something like that. Now, if there's something like you bought you seen them and you talk about the prayer beads, somebody, you look at it, oh, they're prayer beads, I'm gonna use that to pray. Now you're putting something on it. No, don't do nothing like that. Okay, but some people have beads and bracelets, stuff like that. Most High said he blesses with that. Some people got, the ear jewel, the earrings, and we had the nose rings, the lip rings, right? Scripture for that. We had those kind of things. Okay. But don't you put no kind of spirituality or mysticism on them and make them bigger than what they. Oh no, they're just jewelry that you just like to wear because you like how it looks. Just keep it like that. All right. Do not make nothing spiritual or righteous or holiness attached to it. All right. Brother Kai, what verse we at?
Verse 48.
All right.
When there cometh any war or plague upon them, the priests consult with themselves, where they may be hidden with them. How then cannot men perceive that they be no gods, which can neither save themselves from war nor from plague? For seeing they be but of wood, and overlaid with silver and gold, it shall be known hereafter that they are false. And it shall be manifestly appeared to all nations and kings that they are no gods, but the works of men's hands, that there is no work of God in them.
Again, the same thing. He said, man, when they come war, that God ain't making no decision. That's them priests coming together saying, what we gonna do? All right, we gotta hide ourselves. So if it's some war, they probably think they're gonna get overtaken. Yeah, God, what happened? Oh, Baal, I hear you. Yeah, okay. Baal says, I want you to move me all the way over here. Y'all fight this war over here, and the priests gonna hide themselves with the idol. They make sure they're safe. That's all the game plan is. So when you over there trying to ask, I want to get a message from God on what we should do, it's just the priest giving you a game plan. Okay? Influence from Satan. Same thing when you go to those sorcerers and stuff like that. Them conjurers, that's why the Bible tells you don't do it. They're doing the same thing. Okay. But they said it. That's mom talking. They do. I hear your mom. Your mom said, but only mom knew that. Beloved. Mom knew that. And the devils that have been around, they know that, beloved. They're there watching. They're there listening to this conversation. So Brother Mike could die and somebody get all crazy. I want to hear from Brother Mike. I'm done. I'm done. They don't hear from me. The only thing you get what is deception. I'm telling you that right now. It's just deception. Okay. Just keeping it real, beloved. Think all these dead people just sitting in order, they can help and all this, and they just sitting there not doing nothing and saying anything. They will be over there trying to communicate all the time. They play. Satan plays on your desperation. Okay? Don't let your desperation make you gullible to falsehood. All right. Okay, I think that's he's just talking about overlay. Yeah, he's saying the same thing, right? They're not going to do nothing. They're not gods. Just get out of it. That's why he's trying to keep telling us and reiterating. Get out of that way of thinking. Okay. Let's keep going.
Who then may not know that there are no gods, but neither can they set up a king in the land, nor give rain unto men, neither can they judge their own cause, nor redress a wrong, being unable, but they are as crows between heaven and earth.
They can't do nothing. They can't get no authority. All right. They're just dumb idols. That's all they do. Saying the same thing. Let's keep going.
Verse 55. Whereupon fire falleth upon the house of gods of wood, or laid over with gold or silver, their priests will flee away and escape, but they themselves shall be burnt asunder like beams. Moreover, they cannot withstand any king or enemies. How can it be? How can it then be thought or said that they be gods? Neither are those gods of wood, and laid over with silver or gold, able to escape either from thieves or robbers.
They can't even protect themselves from thieves and robbers and all these kind of things, but we already know that. We already read it. Let's keep going.
Whose gold and silver and garments wherewith they are clothed, that they are strong take, and go away withal, neither are they able to help themselves. Therefore it is better to be a king that showeth his power, or else a profitable vessel in a house, which the owner shall have use of, than such false gods, or to be a door in a house, to keep such things therein, than such false gods, or a pillar of wood in a place, than such false gods. For sun, moon, and stars being bright and sent to do their offices are obedient. In like manner, the lightning, when it breaketh forth, is easy to be seen, and after the same manner the wind bloweth in every country.
So same thing, beloved, right? They're being decked. They can't help themselves. They're not going to be able to help you. It's better to be a king. At least with a king, you can see the power, you can see the authority that they have. But these gods can't do anything, right? He's bringing the sun, moon, and stars and those kind of things the Most High have that makes it visible, right? So I don't really need to keep saying the same thing, so we can keep going unless somebody had something they wanted to bring out.
Verse 62. And when God commandeth the clouds to go over the whole world, they do as they are bidden. And the fire sent from above to consume hills and woods doeth as it is commanded. But these are like unto them neither in shew nor power. Wherefore it is neither to be supposed nor said that they are gods, seeing they are able neither to judge causes nor to do good unto men.
So God does the commanding even with everything we see, as we already know. All right. But these are like unto them neither in show nor power, whether it is neither to be supposed nor said that they are God, seeing they are able neither to judge causes nor do good unto men. They can't do anything. But even, you're thinking about the things that God created, even though they show see at least a source of life or moving, right? But once again, we went to the dumbest things like idols, right? They don't even do anything. At least built to a I would say at least I'm speaking as a fool, build to something to actually do something, right? When at least it moves. The sun is, at least you can see it seem like something moving or whatever. And it's glorious in those things, even though we know that all moving from the commandments of God. All right. However, They do worship that as well. All right. We would and we got caught up with that, giving cakes to the moon and stuff like that. We got caught up in even the handiwork of God. Okay. Um, but yeah, we keep going.
Verse 65. Knowing therefore that they are no gods, fear them not. For they can neither curse nor bless kings, neither can they shew signs in the heavens among the heathen, nor shine as the sun, nor give light as the moon.
Keep going.
The beasts are better than they, for they can get under a cover and help themselves. It is then by no means manifest unto us that they are gods. Therefore, fear them not.
Oh God, he has a great sense of humor.
Mm.
He said, "They ain't gods, man. Don't fear them. All right, they can't curse nor bless a king. You know what I mean?" He said they can't show no signs. All right, they don't show no signs of power. Like at least the sun give brightness and the moon give a light. They don't even have that. He said the beasts are better than them. The little dogs, the rats, they're all better than this thing. At least they got life, they got movement. But these things can't do anything. They can't even go for cover. If it's raining, they can't even get under a tree or we were saying monitor. They can't get under an umbrella. They just got to take it. This is what you worshiping and serving. This is what you crying to help for. Foolish, foolish, foolish people. And you know what's worse, beloved? We have eyes to see with the truth, and we choose to blind ourselves and be led by the blind. All the time. I don't fault a blind man for not being able to see. But boy, you're a special kind of stupid. If you can see it, you follow that blind man and he runs to the pole and you run into him with your eyes open and you can see it. That's a special kind of stupid. But beloved, this is where your mind can get. If we do not keep our mind on the Most High God, we will do the same foolish things. And it's worse because we should know better. It's supposed to be mockery because the Most High want to make it known when you are far from Him. So He gives you this thing that you see the mockery when they believing some of these things. You believing, and even these are, it's just so far fetched and ridiculous. But the Most High is making these signs, so you know if you in that, your mind gotta be ridiculous to believe that. You thinking rabbits lay eggs? Your mind got to be fried to believe that. You thinking some obese fat man is going to everybody's house, eating cookies, give you whatever you would. You got to be a special kind. The Most High is doing this thing to get your mind back because we have lost it. He's trying to wake us up. Don't follow the way of the heathens. I made them look this ridiculous. So you can look and say, man, without God, man, we do some foolish things. That's what we're supposed to be looking at analyzing this. I thank the Most High. Because I can be actually serving this thing that can't do anything for me. I can actually think I can get strength. I can get protection. I can get understanding through this thing that, Blacksmith Tom done made. All right? The Most High is trying to keep us, beloved, but we have to want to be kept. All right? Let's keep going, Brother Kai. Let's keep going. Almost done.
70. Whereas a scarecrow in a garden of cucumbers keepeth nothing, so as their gods of wood, laid over with silver and gold, and likewise their gods of wood, laid over with silver and gold, are like to a white thorn in an orchard, that every bird sitteth upon, as also to a dead body that is east into the dark.
Finish it up.
And ye shall know them to be no gods by the bright purple that rideth upon them, and they themselves afterwards shall be eaten, and shall be a reproach in the country. Better therefore is the just man that have none idols. for he shall be far from reproach.
All right. So, beloved, once again, if you want to do an idol test, that idol that you worship, put it outside for a while and see. You'll see them birds, like they said, that scarecrow. They ain't scared no birds. Them birds sit right on there, be crapping, having conversations and singing right on that scarecrow.
Well,
Right. You say that's how them idols are. You sit those idols they have put them outside, them birds be right on there crapping and showing you this thing ain't nothing. This is a glorified tree. You do some gold and some silver, you just wasted some gold and silver on this piece of wood. That's all you did, but it's still a piece of wood. Okay. But beloved, the last part is the part we need to focus. With all this being said, better therefore is the just man that have none idols. For he or she, beloved, should be far from reproach. Stay away from idols, beloved. All right, the blessings and staying away from the falsehood. And if you are struggling with that, because some of us um, have struggled with it, some of us have been brought up in it. And when you're brought up in something, beloved, it starts to root its ugly head in your mind and your thoughts, right? You feel like, um, you're abandoning something that made you feel so safe because it's been taught to make you feel safe and feel comforted. And that can make people uneasy. Okay. But beloved, you have that much faith in something that does nothing. Think about that. If you just apply that to the true God, what he can do. Right. So we're not bashing. We want to encourage you, strengthen you to get closer to God. Take another step. Have faith in him. Okay. Because he is real. Okay. And he is definitely real to Israel. Right. So, beloved, anybody got anything before we officially close out? All right. To our online family, our YouTube family, I say shalom and ayana habatham, which means peace, and we love you all.